Yes, we're going to rank the 10 greatest NBA players of all time. You might agree with some and you might strongly disagree with others because there are too many stats and ways to do this. So let's get right into the video. First off, at number 10, we have Kobe Bryant. We're going to start this list with one of the most loved and missed players of the sport, the one and only Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant. If you've watched several NBA documentaries or practices, then you'll understand when we say that he had influenced both on and off the court. If you were around the time of the Dream Team, or you saw the documentaries, then it's pretty obvious that Kobe Bryant influenced fans worldwide. Our Black Mamba didn't just have a unique playing style, but he was also popular among the fans and part of the reason the Lakers won their way through 5 championships. He joined the Lakers directly after high school, so at a pretty young age, and played for them his entire career. He might not be Michael Jordan or LeBron James, but it's undeniable that his 20-year career has been one of the greatest of all time. Who knows? If he was still here with us today, he might have surpassed even more records. At number 9, we have Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq was one of the biggest, baddest, and strongest forces on the court. It might not even be an exaggeration if we say he dominated the court when he played. If his size alone hasn't convinced you yet, then maybe some of his achievements will. O'Neal had the highest field goal percentage in his career, was a 3-time All-Star Game MVP, 4-time NBA champion, and one of the greatest centers in basketball. Wow. There are some players who use their ability to get across the court and to the basket, but Shaq was more on the other end of the scale. He took advantage of his big size and basically used brute strength to get to the basket. But for being his size, he was pretty clever with close-up range jump shots and graceful when it came to maneuvering during the offense. There are a few tiny things such as free throws that prevent him from coming up higher on the list, but we can't deny his greatness and his spot in the top 10. At number 8, we have Tim Duncan. If you think of a player who has ups and downs throughout his career, making him part of some top rankings and not others, that's not the case with Duncan. Duncan has had consistently good stats throughout his career. Did you know that at one point he was also given the nickname the Big Fundamental? But one reason why Duncan is not a prominent name in the sport is that he had a very calm playing style and demeanor. But that didn't hold him back from achieving one of the best stats we've seen. He played for the Spurs, and his success includes 4 NBA titles, 3 final MVPs, and 2 regular season MVPs. His impressive defense and playing style has helped him get selected for 14 All-NBA and All-Defensive teams. As a legendary power forward, his amazing bank shots and his sophisticated way of playing made him very different from all the other players and their aggressive styles. Next up at number 7, we have Wilt Chamberlain. If we talk in terms of stats, then he definitely deserves a spot in the top 10. His numbers are out of this world. One thing that made him stand out of the most was his height, and that's the most useful thing to have when you're playing as the center. Chamberlain had an average of more than 50 points and 25 rebounds in each season. If you really love the NBA, then you've gone deep into the archives to his legendary 62 game, where he made a jaw-dropping record of 100 points in a single game. On top of that, he won 2 NBA championships and 4 league MVP honors, and had the highest playing time out of all the players in the league. Imagine being out in court for the longest amount of time, performing at your peak, and taking your team to the finals. His numbers were so unreal that he almost doesn't seem real when we talk about him now. At number 6, we have Larry Bird. We have yet another name whose greatness and talent on the court can't be denied. Larry Bird was one of the fiercest offensive players of all time. Although he had a pretty short career of just 13 years, he still managed to stack up several impressive achievements. You could say Bird was the answer to the Celtics' prayers. He led the team to 3 NBA championships, and he also managed to get himself 2 Finals MVPs and 3 regular season MVPs. His well-known rivalry with Johnson caused a lot of stir during their time and brought even more hype to the NBA because who doesn't love a good rivalry? He was also pretty talented with 3-pointers, and you could say that his IQ in basketball crossed just the roof. His legendary career was cut short due to an injury and will remain another what-if situation for us. At number 5, we have Magic Johnson. If we're making a list of the top 10, how can we forget Magic Johnson? Even people who have recently entered the NBA world know about him. If we said that Duncan was a quiet player, then Magic was the complete opposite. Johnson was one of the flashiest players in the league. You know the dream team that we mentioned before? Yeah, he led them. He had a pretty prominent career, and his notable successes include 5 NBA titles, 3 Finals MVPs, and 3 regular season MVPs, among others. He also had a star rookie moment when he played as a substitute for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Game 6 of the 1980 NBA Finals. That also earned him a Finals MVP. After his rookie season, taking his team to the Finals wasn't even a difficult feat for him anymore. He helped his team make it to the Finals 9 times. Johnson also possessed all the qualities of a great point guard, with the added bonus of having the size of a center. If that's not top 10 material, then we don't know what is. Moving on, at number 4, we have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. We mentioned him previously with Johnson, but this list cannot be complete without him. You've probably heard of his iconic skyhook shot. If you haven't, then the number of points he has scored during his time can help convince you of his talent. Just like Duncan, Abdul-Jabbar is known for his consistency to perform good results. He was one of the best in the league during the 70s, and his career was also one of the longest ones to date. Some of his major feats are all-time leading scorer in NBA history, 6 regular season MVP awards, 15 All-NBA selections, 11 All-Defense selections, and 19 All-Star appearances. His greatness cannot be argued against. He was one of a kind, and we still have not seen someone like him. At number 3, we have LeBron James. Before you start throwing your hands in the air, we didn't forget him, guys. The King obviously holds a spot in the top 10. He was given this name for a good reason, after all. James had managed to do things that we didn't even know were possible in basketball. He easily comes in the top 3 of most lists, and being one of the more senior players in the league is still going strong. His message to all of us is that he's not finished yet. Do you know when he's been on this path of greatness? Since the young age of 22, barely becoming an adult himself, he managed to make his name known in the league by playing for the Cavaliers at the time. He won titles with the Cavaliers, the Heat, and the Lakers. This is enough evidence that these teams' victorious runs were because of him. James also had managed to add 2 NBA titles, 2 Finals MVPs, and 4 regular season MVPs to his list of titles, and is on his way to earning more. At number 2, we have Bill Russell. It wouldn't be too much of an exaggeration to call him the defense king. Russell had one of the highest stats when it comes to defense. As an 11-time NBA champion, 5 MVP award winner, and the core player to lead the Celtics to the championships, he's nothing short of impressive. At a time when people focused on scoring baskets and offense was hyped a lot, he showed the world that it was possible to earn a title with fierce defense too. He had many accomplishments, but his greatest one was playing in the NBA as an African American at a time when it was very challenging. Before he joined the Celtics, they were having a pretty dry run in the league, but he turned it around in no time. He wasn't an aggressive dunker or someone who was making baskets like it was nothing, but he worked differently. His focus on defense is what has placed him on this list and among the list of the greats in the league. Finally, at number 1, we have Michael Jordan. We had to save the best for last, obviously. Come on, it's MJ. Even those who don't follow the NBA know him. So this one is really a no contest entry. You name a record, he's broken it. The GOAT title was made for him. Winning the Finals MVP is just one small thing in his long list of achievements. He's an icon, a legend, and so much more. He changed the game of basketball and has rightfully earned his place in the list of the Hall of Famers. Jordan has 6 NBA titles, 6 Finals MVPs, 5 regular MVPs, 11 All-NBA selections, and much more. His whole career was pretty much golden. But if we had to choose any one moment where we had stars in our eyes, it would be his '88 season. He won not 1, not 2, but 3 titles. As someone who revolutionized the game, he deserves our full respect. That's all for this video. Which NBA player do you think is the GOAT? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content in the future. Thanks for watching. See you next time.